What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down if quarterbacks should swing their back leg up when they follow through on a throw, and what causes a back leg to swing up, and how high you can swing that back leg or move that back leg off the ground. Okay, so now, first things first, this position that we see from this quarterback right here is a position you do not want to be in. You are very off balance, you are very extended with your back leg, but what causes you to get to this position? And usually it's lack of hip rotation, lack of weight transfer, and usually they're swinging their front side out of the throw, and they're all directly related. And then we're going to be showing guys an example of Tom Brady throwing and how he leaves that back leg in the grass and stays connected, and why we feel that is better for you as a quarterback. So now, first things first, when you guys go to throw, you guys have heard me say this before, I'll play this clip in full speed, that you want to make sure that you have your weight on the back leg, right? But a lot of people take that the wrong way. A lot of people take this back leg thing the wrong way. They think that they want to push towards the target rather than rotate. The whole goal in this position, this quarterback is in a great throwing position right here, but the whole goal of this position is to be able to take that weight that he has on the back foot and shift it to the outside part of the front foot so his front hip can rotate through. But what so many quarterbacks struggle with, and what this quarterback does, is he pushes off of the arch towards the target, almost like how you see pitchers pitch off of a mound, right? So when we do that, when we push off of that arch, there's no hip rotation. His weight is going this way, like towards the camera, rather than this way and actually rotating through and having that external rotation. So when you push like that, watch what happens to his foot. You see how his foot extends, right? Now, when you guys go to transfer your weight correctly, and you're literally just driving off of your back quad, not necessarily your back foot, when you shift that weight to the front foot, what ends up happening is this back knee will start to turn through. And we're going to show all this with this example of Brady. But when you guys just push, that knee is pointed outward, your hips are still pointed outward. So what ends up happening is, because you're not transferring weight, your front hip locks out. So when your front hip locks out and you don't have much rotation from it, like right here, this front hip should already be coming through because the ball's already starting to tilt behind his head. But when you push off of that back leg, we lack the hip rotation. So the only way to get power, because we are rotational athletes, what quarterbacks will do is that they take this front elbow and they swing down, or they take this front shoulder and swing open. And what that does is that will cause your body to fly this way, and that is what causes your leg to kick out and kick up almost like a pitcher, right? Because when you're pushing, that almost gives you that long stride with the front foot. So you cannot rotate, leg swings up, and you're almost throwing this thing like a pitcher. So you see what happens here is he starts to dip the shoulder out, the elbow pulls, his head's going this way, but look what that does to the release. The release is very outside of his frame. So his body should be staying directly on this midline, but because his body is falling off the midline, that's what takes the foot out wide, that's what makes us off balance, and we are in an extended position where our whole upper body is making the throw rather than my hips making the throw. So it's all directly related. So if you're a quarterback who gets to this position, there's two things it could be. You're either pushing too much and you're not rotating, so you're not staying connected to the grass. Therefore, you're leaning out of there with your upper half like this quarterback does, which causes the leg extension, or your base is too wide, so you physically can't transfer weight. So your leg extends up, you push up, you dip the elbow because that back foot is not under your frame. So I'm going to play this thing again full speed. Now we're going to look at this clip here from Brady and show how it is very different and how the efficient way you want to be able to make this throw. Now, before we get into this clip from Brady, fellas, I want to talk to you guys about a great opportunity this offseason that we're going to be offering. We are traveling out to 6 more cities across the United States for 2-day-long quarterback and wide receiver training camp. So the next city on our camp tour is going to be Atlanta, Georgia. Then we're going to Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California. So those are 2-day camps. We like doing the 2-day camps because on the first day, we could kind of put you guys through the ringer. It's a 4-hour camp each day. And then the second day, we could come back and actually analyze what you need to work on specifically tailored to your position. And the reason why we can do this is because we're limiting spots to only 10 to 12 guys per position group. So we're keeping it small so we can actually take the time to coach you guys and help you guys develop. So we have spots left in all of these camps. They do tend to fill up here pretty quick. So check out that very first link in the description below, fellas. We'd absolutely love to have you out to one of our off-season camps to help your skills improve with me and my staff of coaches that we are bringing out. Let's get back to this video. So now let's look at this clip here from Brady, right? So this is a very, very different throwing motion than what we just looked at. So let's play at full speed. So you see when he makes this throw, he stays connected to the grass the entire time. And that is a dart over the middle of the field. That's a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30-yard throw on a rope. and he doesn't even take hardly a step with his front foot. How is he able to do that? And that is because of weight transfer. That is because of him shifting his weight, not pushing off the back foot like a pitcher off of this mound. So look where his back foot is located, right? He's got a little bit of a knee bend. Back foot is underneath his back shoulder. His weight is shifted back, but he is not pushing off of this foot. You see this weight here? It is simply a shift. He is simply shifting the weight to the outside part of this front foot. And look what ends up happening. His front hip starts to open up, and that allows that knee that I was talking about to turn through. His knee doesn't stay face pointing over here. And that doesn't come from him pivoting his back foot either. It comes from him shifting his weight. So when you guys can get out of that mindset of I'm pushing off my back foot and get into that mindset of I am driving off of my back quad and shifting my weight forward, that is when your stride gets down faster. That is when your hips go through quicker. And that is when you stay more balanced because your feet are connected to the grass. Now you see how he brings it up maybe a tad. Oh, this one he doesn't necessarily bring it up that high. But if you were to bring your foot up a tad, that's not the end of the world. A lot of people think that, oh, you're saying I shouldn't even bring up my foot. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. I'm saying you shouldn't bring the foot up even with your waist like we saw in the last clip because you're off balance. You want to stay connected. Where you get your power, that's from the grass. The grass is your power source. You got to have your cleats in the grass to be able to shift weight effectively. So if you pick your legs up, you're off balance, and that means you're pushing and everything's swinging out with that upper half to the left. We have to stay connected to the power source, and it is simply a shift of the weight to get the front foot down and get the hips to make this throw. This is how you guys throw consistently. When you push off of the back foot and your shoulders make the throw, your upper half makes the throw, that's what leads to more injuries with your shoulder and your elbow simply because you are throwing more with your upper half. These NFL guys on a weekly basis, a lot of people complain after throwing 30 throws with their arm. On a weekly basis, they're throwing hundreds of throws every single day. Right? When they're in season, right? They're practicing Monday through whatever, or maybe Tuesday through Saturday, probably throwing 50 to 100 throws every single day, guaranteed. And plus, not to mention however many throws they make in a game. They will not be able to do that if they were throwing solely with their arms. So make sure, fellas, you don't see a whole lot of NFL quarterbacks swing that leg way up. When you do, look for the key indicators, pushing off the back foot or bases too wide. Brady doesn't have either one of those, and he stays connected to that grass the entire time. It's a natural thing. When you can correct the hip drop and the the hip drive and the weight transfer, you will not swing that back leg up. It's not something you have to think about. A lot of coaches will just be like, hey, don't swing your back leg. It's like, how? How do I not swing up my back leg? And this is how. You have to transfer your weight and get your hips to rotate through first, and the back leg will naturally stay connected to the grass because you won't feel the need to dip out of there with your upper half on the throw. Let's watch it again, full speed one more time. Great job by Brady transferring weight, not even taking a step, and letting that lower half make the throw for him to prevent that leg swing up. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback, and it's always great to hear from you guys as usual. And again, fellas, if you're local to one of those 6 cities that we are traveling out to this off season, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to have you out to one of our off season camps. I'll see you guys next time.